The views and opinions of the King Life podcast do not reflect the views and opinions of WWSU Radio, Wright State University, nor their entities.
Hello, people, and welcome to the 7th edition of the King Life podcast with yours truly, Josiah Willis, alongside my co-host and good friend, Anthony Lombardo.
Hey, guys.
Today, we will discuss our biggest pet peeves. Anthony, bro, did you hear about Alter Bridge dropping their new album? I believe their 7th studio album later tonight at midnight.
No, I didn't. I know you've been hyping it up for me and all that stuff, but I didn't know they were doing it like today.
Yes, it'll be later tonight around 12 a.m.-ish. And all we'll be doing, it's going to be my first time ever doing this, but I will do a full album reaction review to Alter Bridge's new album called Pawns and Kings.
Nice. I know we both reacted to that particular song, which was pretty cool, on your channel. But yeah, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Anything in particular you're like hyped for, other than the fact that it's Alter Bridge and they're awesome?
Well, for one, the reason why I got hit to them, obviously, I'm a huge WWE fan. I love professional wrestling, and Alter Bridge has done at least 2 songs for the same wrestler that I love. He's one of my favorite all-time greats. He's one of the all-time greats, Edge. And basically, I've been wanting to get to Alter Bridge for about a minute. I just didn't know when I was going to react to them. So when Pawns and Kings came out, I was like, yes, this is awesome. Let me get Anthony here and see if we can do an album reaction, a reaction song review for it on my channel. And what do you know? We love that record. We've been playing it for weeks on end. Not to mention, I've done Silver Tongue, and I think I did Sin After Sin. Sin After Sin is one of the most repeatable
I don't think I've heard
records.
that one.
So I played you 2 songs from them, and to be like honest with you guys, I did play 2 songs, the 2 recent songs for Anthony, which was Silver Tongue and Sin After Sin. I think you like Sin After Sin a whole lot more than Silver Tongue, if I can remember.
I do not recall too much either way. I think you showed me Metalingus, and that's what stuck with me. Those 2 I don't remember so much.
Yeah, Metalingus, and I wanted to do a reaction towards Metalingus eventually, also towards the other side, which, by the way, are 2 songs by the WWE wrestler that I mentioned, who used them for his interests when he's coming out on live television.
Which one's that?
Metalingus is his number 1 go-to.
Which WWE wrestler?
Edge.
Edge.
Yeah, Edge.
Okay.
He's known as the Rated R Superstar. So that's his nickname. And he's been wrestling for years, man. He's a tremendous talent. And he's used Alter Bridge as his theme songs for years. Loves them. Miles Kenney, as we all know, is the lead vocalist. He is amazing. So I have nothing without a shout that they are going to put out a phenomenal project later on tonight. And I did leave off one song that did get released recently. It's called This Is War. I did it on purpose. And my reason, you guys, is why I didn't react towards it. So I'm sure people are like, why hasn't he got towards This Is War on my channel for my name, Josiah Willis, is because I want to include that for the album reaction. Otherwise, I go into maybe the 3rd, 4th song off the album, and I don't react towards that intro in general for some reason.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's happening later today. Let's date today. We usually do our episodes a week in advance. This time we're just doing it the day before because stuff comes up.
Yeah.
But what day is it today?
Today is the 13th, technically. It will be on the 14th, which will also come out around the same time we release this episode, of course. For the podcast.
Go listen to that.
Yes.
Not that we're endorsed or anything, because God forbid.
No.
But yeah.
We haven't got paid cheese quite yet. We ain't got that cheese. We ain't got no cheddar. No mozzarella,
Nah.
no pepper jack, not quite yet. Not even some Kobe jack quite yet.
Nah.
So, but we'll get the money. We'll get that cheese. We'll get that money eventually.
Yeah.
It'll come.
Hmm.
Alter Bridge, like I said, is called the new album, which is their 7th album for years. They've been out since the early 2000s. I think around the late 90s. It's called.
They've been around since the late 90s. I didn't know
I
that.
believe so. Maybe I don't know. I know Trey Monte's been out.
They seem a little different for the late 90s. Maybe it's a little after that. I don't know.
Could be. I don't know. I mean, quite frankly, I don't know how long they've been together as a group, but I do know they have been out here for years.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? More
Yeah,
over
yeah.
than a decade. So, but like I said, Alter Bridge, their 7th album is called Pawns and Kings. Check it out, you guys. Follow me on my channel. I will react to that, and you will get a set premiered, and everybody will be able to see when it will come out, probably around 8 o'clock on Friday. Who knows? Because it's going to say the best for last.
For emphasis, his channel is Josiah Willis. Maybe I'll drop in for some of those album reactions or something.
Yeah, I was thinking if you want, we could do it together later on today. But then again,
Maybe not today. But we'll see.
Yeah, 100%.
So, stuff that's new with me is that my dad recently has been getting into Breaking Bad.
Nice.
Yeah, he is getting obsessed with Breaking Bad now. Because we were, for a while, you know how kind of in the beginning of season 3, Breaking Bad can kind of, it's not that it's not interesting, but it's that it's harder to keep your attention.
Does it feel sometimes a little bit dull, or is it just
Not
a
dull,
thing?
it's just long.
Yeah.
The beginning of season 3 to the point where it gets to like sunset, that episode, or the episode 1 minute.
Right.
It's just so long.
Yeah.
The season's longer than it's probably warranted to, and it's just that kept being a hurdle for me and my dad for us watching that season. And then I eventually, on my own, when I got here to college, I watched all of Breaking Bad on my own, and I was like, wow, that series is so amazing.
He watched
Why
every
in the world was
season,
it
you guys. Every season.
in about like, okay. So I watched seasons before I came to college,
Sure.
but I stopped at season 3 like my family did.
I got you.
But then I just got past that, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. I wish that goddamn season wasn't so long. Nah, we good. But yeah, it was just so annoying. Now that I got my dad over that, he's in love with it. My dad is actually or used to be a chemist. He got in an accident, but he's fine. You know, he used to be a chemist working in Texas. I think he was doing stuff for some oil company. I don't know. But he said he could the guys on the show, like Walter White and the other chemist, I forget his name, but he said they were kind of like him, just in the way that they were kind of nerdy in the way they were talking and some of the things they said and stuff. But yeah, it's just awesome. My dad's
and just
into
so
that
everybody
show.
does know, in case you have not seen the show, Walter White is portrayed by I would say critically acclaimed actor Bryan Cranston, who
He's definitely critically acclaimed now.
Yeah, for sure. But he's always been a great actor. I don't want to go as far as to rank him really, really high. I have my reasons, but I don't want to go and say he's also bad either. He's not a horrible actor.
Okay.
Whatsoever.
He ranks really, really high because of Breaking Bad. To be fair, I don't recall other things he's been in, though.
He's never seen Malcolm in the Middle, guys. He's never seen Malcolm in the Middle? How can you not even seen that?
I know.
With Frankie Muniz? Come on, bro. Come on. Come on.
Stop come-onning me. So I know of Malcolm in the Middle. I never watched it. I know that he's in it, like, as, what is he?
He's the father of the sons and stuff.
Is he?
It was literally like about 4 boys. One's the bully. The other is the main character. He's like the second to youngest, where he's very smart and is high educated in school. The other little one is kind of like in between being like a misfit, or not misfit, but just more like just rebellious. And then you got one who's in the army doing some stuff for his cadets and I guess captains or whatever. I think.
Okay.
But it was a great show. It was hilarious.
Okay.
Coming up as early youth.
But I I think I watched an extras thing, and it was talking about how Bryan Cranston in that uh, wasn't so good at listening, was it?
Really?
Yeah, and
Hmm.
he definitely became really good at that sort of stuff in Breaking Bad. But Breaking Bad was much different than the roles he had played prior, which were more comedic slapstick type roles.
Sure.
And so I just find the difference to be really interesting.
Yeah. You can only that's my biggest thing about comedy. You can only do so much with comedy. At some point, some point, at some
Hmm.
point, you might find yourself running your course when it comes to doing that. It's not that comedy is not hard to do per se. It's actually really easy if you can find a funny story in your childhood, whether it's traumatic or not, to explain. The problem with doing comedy is that you have to maintain remaining being funny towards the audience or towards your audience, preferably. Um, I think there's nothing wrong with that. I just think a lot of times it's a lot to think about. It's a lot to make sure to remain relevant for one, and in the modern age, you want to
Hmm.
always stay up to par to what's out there. You want to probably mention some pop culture references that you're up to date with this year or that year that follow your comedy stick or something like that.
Yeah, it's very often that actors can be put into a certain box or
Mm-hmm.
kind of label where they're usually typically stuck in comedy or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
as far as their acting career goes, because they um,
Yeah.
either it's thought about them or they themselves haven't realized that they could expand their range and stuff
Mm-hmm.
to more than what they're used to.
Yeah. And
Like,
that's kind of like what I meant when I talk about Bryan Cranston trying to get into doing Breaking Bad,
yeah,
basically.
yeah. So today, me and Josiah decided we wanted to do the way or the format we were doing for this podcast a little differently for this episode.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of going topic by topic like we usually do, we decided we just want to go through an idea,
Mm-hmm.
maybe, and maybe it'll veer off or whatever, but
Yeah.
we're just going to see how it goes. Um, so my brother is really into basketball, right?
Okay.
At least of recent years. He didn't used to like sports and stuff. And
Hmm.
when he was younger, we would try to get him to do football and stuff, or rather, my parents would try to do that. And he just wasn't into it. And then for some reason, towards the later part of middle school, he decided he loves basketball.
Wow.
I think it comes from his friends. I don't really care. He can do whatever he wants.
Uh-huh.
But it's just interesting because all of a sudden, I hadn't seen him do this before, and he starts like practicing regularly on the basketball hoop we have outside. We barely use the thing, and all of a sudden he's practicing pretty much every day. And it's just interesting. I love my brother to death. It's just I have no understanding of where the inspiration came from.
Hmm.
Like I said, I'm assuming it's from friends, and he started watching basketball too.
Do you
Power.
think it comes from a certain influence, like him being in school and seeing others like take?
His friends are more kind of into sports, I think.
Okay,
So that's where I'm thinking it comes from.
I got you.
But he does all this, and he wants to go into high school, to try out for the basketball team.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know, even still right now, if he's in it. My brother's a freshman. He's cool.
Mm-hmm.
But from what I hear from my parents, my brother is starting to do practices with the team. I don't think he's in it, but I think for some reason they do practices before. I don't know what the deal is. It's not to me. It's not that important. I just want to see my brother succeed.
Uh-huh.
So, but my mom is like telling me, yeah, he was in practice, but he wasn't doing a whole lot. And it's like, what?
What?
My brother, who was damn near obsessed with doing basketball every day and stuff, isn't doing so much for these practices and stuff. And it's
Really?
just interesting. It bugged the heck out of my parents, and I was like, I just, it's not that it bugs me, it's that I don't understand it.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if it relates so well to this episode, but the idea for this episode is pet peeves.
Mm-hmm.
What is it that gets on your nerves?
Yes.
And it's just like my brother irks me because it's like, bruh, you went through all that just to like not try your damnedest on.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is your brother may have been influenced from either a friend of his or a group of friends that were probably and telling him to get inspired of playing basketball and fit in right with us. And you should do well because that's how society is. They want you to, you got to fit with the popular, basically. You got to
Yeah.
gain acceptance and attention and whatnot. So maybe he's doing it to look for some sort of intention. I'm not intention, but of attention to detail with your parents and you coming there supporting him, even if he's probably not that good playing basketball.
He's good.
Okay,
I'm gonna say he's
cool,
good.
cool.
He can make shots and stuff. You know,
That's cool.
He's better than me at basketball. I'll say that. So
And let me know too, it's all love here, you guys. Nothing against his brother whatsoever. For me, even to assume whether or not he's
man.
not talented or anything.
I love my brother. He's cool.
I will say though, as far as pet peeves, I can relate to you in one sense.
Yeah.
Based on my brother, who and me and him are 10 months apart. I love him. If Giselle, if you're hearing this, bro, love you. Sorry for saying your government name, but you're hearing this on the podcast, okay?
We will make hate speech on you right now. Though.
Probably will. I don't know. But I will say this, man, about him. When we were in school, one of the things I could not stand is that in school, this is what you probably will see all the time, is how certain people in society would come up with a new way to say a word that will be a hidden meaning under a newfound slang. I cannot stand when people talk about, okay, so like, it used to be, like, oh, bro, you cap, bro, that was all cap. And cap is basically a reference towards someone lying, right? But it's like these words that sometimes you don't always like understand. It goes over your head. So when people say it to you, they're looking at you as if you're kind of like almost not educated. But it's like you are, and you do know certain different things. You just don't know what they're coming up with. So my brother used to say words every like each year as it would progress. He would come up with a newfound slang, like. If you talk crap about somebody, like when they do like the little your mama jokes, your daddy jokes, whatever like that, they would go, "Oh, I just flushed you. I just flushed you. You flushed me? Like, where's the toilet? Like, where are you talking about? You flushed me? Like, bro, he just flushed you with these words, bro. Blah blah blah. Like, you just got flushed, bro. Don't try even try to cap on him." And I'm like, what is with these words that people are saying in society that think that everyone like me should already understand? When you gotta be, they'll say things like, get to the program, like get up with the program. And it's like, I don't understand how I have to evolve. I don't think it's just so possible for everyone to evolve with knowing newfound words that have different meanings beyond what they actually really mean. I cannot stand that. Okay? That's my thing.
I get what you mean. I don't know where half these words come from. I don't care too much, but it is interesting to me. Just because it's like I think a lot of our current vocabulary is driven by the internet in a lot of ways.
Yes.
But you got any other pet peeves that just bug you?
Yes. I don't like, and this is not towards anybody else. I mean, if you are out there, you definitely need some help, and I am saying my prayers to you, not to push religion, but my prayers to you that you get better at this type of personality or compromise or change up in your ways of doing things to certain people. And it's beyond bullying. It's beyond harassment. It's beyond toxicity or negativity. It is the idea that someone can come off as if they are good to you and they smile to you genuinely, but behind closed doors, they show their true colors and are fake. I cannot stand fake people. I feel like that is disingenuous. I feel like that is just not cool, and it needs to stop. And that's just me personally. I can't change the world. That's not how I'm going to do this podcast. We're changing the world, obviously. But I will try my best to put in the effort that things need to be a whole lot better. So I don't like toxicity or negativity. But my main thing is I don't like fake people. I don't like someone who can tell you, oh, yeah, bro, we're good, fist bump, and we're loyal to each other. And then all of a sudden, you switch up on me because you're around a certain group of people, or the fact that you can just be attention seeking, and me thinking that I don't know that, I can obviously see that, and you're trying to get over me over it. I can't stand it.
Do you have a particular thing that you're referring to, or you don't have to name names, but
No,
like an
no.
instance?
I will name an instance regarding how can I put this when I talk about fake people? Um, hmm, like someone consider like perhaps maybe a close friend, maybe even a brother.
So,
hmm
do you have something from the past, like a particular circumstance where it's like, man, these people, I don't know why they're acting this way, but
hmm
whatever, I'm done with them. Do you have like a story, kind of?
Yeah. So once again, we're not naming names here.
Hmm.
Around in high school, even in elementary school, I was probably going through this. Even in middle school, I was going through this. Whereas I would notice sometimes a friend I just met, or I'll say associate. I'll just say associate because we're not as tight. Just be honest. When we're in school, not everybody is
Hmm.
going to be cool with you like that. So there was this guy that I would notice when me and him would talk, we were kind of cool. We had our moments where we didn't always seem to eye to eye, and we disagreed on some things. But I never had an issue with him per se. Sometimes when it came towards like, and I don't know if you can call people like jocks or athletes, as far as if they play football or basketball, when we would get around them, if one of them made fun of me about what I probably would have wore, how I talk, or whatever the case may be,
Hmm.
that person usually would side with them and be like, yeah, just you is like this and you is like that. And I will automatically go, I will look with disgust because I'm thinking to myself, like, all of a sudden now you're going to go in and side with him, but you barely even know them. They're not really that cool with you. You want to feel the popular. You're not really popular. How do I know that? I see you. I watch you every single day of the week from school. You're not cool with everybody, but yeah, you're trying to fit in where you don't like really get in. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And you will do that towards me, and that will obviously bother the heck out of me because they would do that, and then they would act like as if when they were not around them, they'll get around you and be like, "Oh, what's up, man? How you doing? Yada yada yada." What you mean? What's up with me? How am I doing? You the one that's told me, "Oh yeah, what that dude said I was, or what she said I was." You going overall agree with that, but then for whatever reason, you're not going to like be cool. Like it's just I don't know. It's hard for me to really pinpoint down what I mean, but I just do not like fake people. I don't like fake actions. I don't like lies, and I don't want you to come around me and think that just because we're cool, you can be cool with me, but get around certain people and then switch up and change your behavior. Now you show me your true colors. You're not my friend, and you're not cool at all.
Yeah. I get what you mean. Some people are just tough to work with. You were you were talking about football and stuff, and I was just reminded of some things. So I was in football for about 5 years, right? And I never really fit in with those guys too much. I didn't like them too much. It was just how I was.
Yeah.
I ended up going to theater and all that.
Mhm.
But in football, I remember there was just some guys. I'm not gonna name names. They were odd. That's what I'll say. They were the type of guys who would want to pick fights with me. I remember
Oh
one
my
time.
gosh, I can't say that either. That's another pet peeve. Another pet peeve.
I remember. Oh God. Okay, so I'm gonna use this story. I got a few stories.
Here we
I'm gonna
go.
use this one.
Here we go. Shoot.
So one time we were trying to sell things, right? I don't know what type of things, but they were like for the football team, it was a fundraiser type thing. And it was maybe like coupons or whatever. I don't know. But we were at this sort of fundraiser that the school was having, and we were doing this. Cars would come by and stuff. A friend of mine was also there with her mom. His mom bakes, I mean, and all that. And at that time, I was sort of hanging around this group of football players who were, as cars came in, they were showing them in and whatever and trying to say, hey, do you want to buy our things and whatever?
Yeah.
One of the guys was there, and I was kind of, that doesn't make sense, but I was hanging out with this group. And After a while, I was getting really tired, and I was just I wasn't having any luck selling.
Okay.
I wasn't good at it. I didn't care that much.
You're
But
playing football, right?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And we were supposed to sell like a minimum of like 8 or 5 or something. Uh 8 or 5 customers, that type of thing.
Okay.
And like I just got tired. I ended up going over to where my friend was, talking to him, and this one guy from that group, this
Here we go.
one guy, he was like a senior too, and I was a freshman. It wasn't cool, but he came over and he basically tried to steal my friend from me as a client. I was I was making some. I was having a fun time, just joking with my friend. I was like, "Hey, you want to buy some things?" I wasn't really serious about it, but this guy,
out of nowhere.
this guy came over, and he basically took my friend by the arm and was like, "Hey, you want to buy these things?" I was like, "What the hell?" And I was like, I was just sitting there like, "What?" I'm with my
Wow.
friend here, and I remember talking to my friend at the end after that. I was just mad because I was like, dude, really? I'm a
Yeah.
freshman, and like you're trying to take advantage of the situation like that because obviously I wasn't making a sale or whatever. My friend didn't buy anything, but he joked with me after
This is a
saying,
bake sale, right?
for him it was a big sale. For me,
Okay.
it was just selling these things.
Sure.
And my friend was like, "Hey, he's a good salesman. Maybe I should buy something off." And I was like, "Great, thanks." But man, I just remember being so mad from that.
Wow.
Cause
That's petty.
it ain't even petty. It's just
messed up in general.
it's just messed up.
Yeah, I got you.
But
Yeah.
there's that type of crowd just wasn't my type of crowd. A lot of them had big heads
Yeah.
and competitive thinking, and you kind of have to be that way to be a football player.
Yeah.
And it sucks.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like I said, I'm just going over like pet peeves I do not like, and that's one of those pet peeves. I don't like people who are competitive in the ways of I have to outdo you, I have to beat you, I have no matter what it is, no matter what scenario we are put in, I have to be number one.
Yeah.
And my biggest thing about that is, no, you don't. You do not have to prove to anybody else, even if you tell them and then show them. Like, it's one thing for somebody like, Muhammad Ali got away with this, and even Floyd Mayweather has gotten away with this. They're boxers, so obviously everyone knows that you can take them up to bat with what they're saying. But they would talk crap about their opponent as if to say, you're below me, you're underneath me. And when it comes down to that eventual bout, where I'm going to beat you, I'm going to beat you so bad you won't come back to fight for another day. Like, they would do that. Huh?
Keep going.
Yeah, you would do that, and then eventually it would be like, okay, like, all right. They're just very arrogant, but guess what? Overconfidence or not, they backed it up. Sometimes some people just can't back it up. They just like to talk a lot of mad stuff, and I don't like that sometimes. It's just really crazy.
Yeah, I can't stand those type of people. It's cool to have some trash talk and stuff, but like, don't get a superiority complex over it. that don't make sense. I mean, to be fair, me and my friends in Rocket League, we talk mad trash on the global chat when they had it.
Yeah,
but whatever.
When you do video games typically, and it's all for fun, like if I'm playing NBA 2K or if I'm playing Grand Theft Auto Online or if I'm playing Call of Duty, if me and my friends are discussing that we are going to do something to each other and we're talking mad trash, oh, I'm going to beat you today, oh yeah, I'm going to just slaughter you, yada, yada, yada. Keep in mind, when we're doing that, it's all love. There is no intentions of, I do not like this person, he don't like me, I got something against him, blah, blah, blah. Or I have some underlying vendetta against him, which is not the case whatsoever. The problem I have about, that I have when certain people do play games sometimes, however, is when they lose, they get so mad to the point where they destroy the controllers. Why are you destroying your game system and throwing your controllers onto the floor, cracking it, breaking it? I mean, obviously I kind of like had did it one time. I ain't gonna lie, but I will say sometimes, and that was only because I played by myself. Just so you guys know, I was playing by myself. I didn't play with nobody in general. So, I just think sometimes it's very funny when someone can go on the game and play with their friend and get so emotionally invested, like really angry. And it's
Mm,
like you're wasting your breath and your mental health because at this point, it's not about the video game that you're playing. It's about you.
yeah.
And you are the problem. And once again, I seek out prayers. I'm hoping if you don't want to pray, go for meditation, talk with a therapist. You need something because a lot of times we just need help. We just really, really need help out here in this world, man.
To be fair, it's kind of funny to see people raging in a game.
It is. No, I love it. I want to see more of it. Like, I want
Mm,
to probably watch videos like after this
yeah,
podcast
yeah.
and go on YouTube and be like, okay, let me find people get upset.
I
Like,
mean,
damn it. Like, I
whenever
want to see that. It's going to be hilarious.
whenever I played Rocket League with some of my friends, we would be absolutely trash talking. What you want is that response. It's boring if no one responds, because then it's like, wow, you're a weirdo. You're not even responding to this absolute
Yes.
like demolishing of your character.
Right. Another pet peeve of mine, bro, is when someone and basically this pet peeve of mine is kind of basic, but it holds a lot of weight, and that everyone can relate to this. Someone telling you you can't do something.
But
The doubters, the people,
Yeah.
the naysayers that tell you, oh yeah, you're not going to do very well at what you're going to pursue, your career interests, whatever. So when I was
Yeah.
a kid, it's kind of like still a kid, but anyways, when I was a kid, sometime in elementary school, I remember an instance being in class where I was surrounded by my classmates and people were going off their ideas of what they want to pursue. Some say I want to be a basketball player, a football player. Someone said firefighter. Someone said maybe probably pursue acting or get on a reality show, whatever. And I said, well, for me, guys, I want to pursue a career and be in the WWE. I want to be a professional wrestler. I didn't say professional wrestler at the time. Mind you, I was young. So all I said was I want to be a wrestler and I want to get in the ring and wrestle guys like The Rock and John Cena and The Undertaker, stuff like that. And I remember them laughing and telling me, bro, you was not going to do that. Look at you. Like, you're skinny and you don't even have no
Who-
size to you.
Who was laughing?
Can't necessarily like name names, of course.
Like people that were close to you?
No, just people who I wasn't really cool with, like to begin with. Like they were just chiming in at the bat of the topic that was being said. Like,
We can
Just
use
have
fake
a-
names.
let's say James. I don't know James. James is not probably a good example, but or Jimmy. Let's say Jimmy. So Jimmy
James,
here,
if you're out there, I hate you.
Jimmy, I'll beat you.
Jimmy.
I'll beat you now. But
Mhm.
nah, it's all good. It's all love regardless. Jimmy here, we're using his name now. Jimmy would tell Josiah, a young Josie, that yeah, you're not going to pursue professional wrestling. Don't you know that it is fake? Don't you know that it's not real? That they're getting paid by the hour for that? That it's not even like what you're watching is crap. It's fantasy. It's not real, like real sports like basketball, football, soccer, hockey, whatever the case may have been, right? And he'd be like, and then they would also go as far as to address it being as homophobic. Don't you see this one wrestler put this body move with this guy? That looks kind of like weird for wrestlers to come out wearing tights and these real tight trunks and something like that, and you want to pursue that? Look at you. You're not even an athlete. You don't even work out. You don't even have the size for it. You can't face Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and be in the ring with him and hold your own. You're going to suck. You're going to get your butt whooped. And you're not going to be able to train. You're going to retire. You're going to get injured. Yada, yada. So I was getting
Dang.
hit with so much just, in other words, the idea was to tell me that I should stop being a fan of professional wrestling because it is fake. I used to deny that it was fake because I was so invested into watching it when I was a kid. So I would always tell people like, no, it's not. No, it's not. Stop saying this. Stop saying that. Until I got older and realized, yes, it was indeed predetermined. The problem that people sometimes fail to realize about that idea of entertainment is it's entertainment. you guys. It's complete entertainment. It's just like when you see a movie. Like you don't go tell somebody in a movie theater, whether it is with your girlfriend or your best friend, you don't tell him or her that, oh, you do realize that what Adam Sandler is playing here is fake, right? Or Ben Stiller is playing a guy that actually talks to dinosaurs or T Rexes and Night at the Museum. You do realize that's fake, right? That's all true photography. You don't go talking about that, but then we can go ahead and criticize and put down pro wrestling because it is fake. It's not real. So it's not legitimate, which hurts the product. I hate that. But what do you know? I didn't end up pursuing it, not for that reason, but because of the reason regarding my health. And I'm a guy, I'm not going to, have this thing where I want to build upon sympathy when I say this, but like I have had health issues. And I feel like if I was to even get into the ring, because they actually have to prepare themselves in that ring before they're able to perform on a weekly basis, like for a WWE show, Raw, SmackDown, where they literally leave their bodies on the line and they can risk injury. So I didn't want to risk my health. That's my main reason why I didn't want to pursue it for real.
You said you had health issues?
Yeah, I mean health issues regarding like, I don't know, not like anything that's clinically diagnosed, but like things of where I'm just not an athlete. I don't do things regarding like things that can help care for my well being physically to keep up to par with getting rigorous with my training. Like I'm not a guy that works out all the time in the gym. I should go more into doing things in the gym to get better fit and just build on that muscle memory.
Okay.
Yeah. But but other two things that I was told I could not and I would not do, which I ended up proving that I could and would do, was music and acting. I was telling people, oh yeah, I rap. And there would be times where I would be in school where I would rap like maybe a pre-written or something to somebody in class. And the guys would be like, hey bro, we heard you could rap from last time. So could you rap for us again? And I'll just mention names Ben and Terry, which by the way, they're not real names. It's just something I'll just say. Ben and Terry came up to Josiah and said, hey, could you rap for us? And we want to hear something. You can rap. Like, I don't know about you spinning bars, but let's see what you got, right? And we don't think you can rap. And so I would hit him with a pre-written that I would rap about sometime later. And then they would be like, okay, all right, that was pretty nice. That was pretty good, blah, blah, blah. And then there would be others who would come around who would want to hear me rap. And I could peep while I'm rapping to them that they would look at each other and go, they will laugh. They will laugh at me, you know what I'm saying? As if to say, I don't take this guy seriously. He can't measure up to this one guy. This one guy around here in school that we all know can actually rap. He got the bars. He's going to really pursue it. He got the skills. Everything necessary, but Josiah, nah, I don't take him seriously. He's the goody two shoes. Always getting good grades in school, and teachers love him. So ain't no way this guy right here who looks like close to a nerd or a geek, which by the way I was neither, would tell themselves at the end of the day like, hey, that's what you are. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna measure up to being a rapper, and nah, not too many people can do it, right? But what do you know? I still rap to this day for the Lord. You know what I'm saying? My God. And I also spread messages about my real time. So I'm hoping to share stories about this eventually. Another thing I was told I could not do, and I would not do, was acting, because you had to go into the details of what surrounds acting. And I was told, Josiah, you're reading the script as if it's already being reading. You don't need to work. You need to work on your delivery. You need to work on this. Yeah. But at this given point in time, I don't know if you can redo it. And so I've had doubters. I've had naysayers. Even my mom at times has been like, Josiah, I don't know about you pursuing music. I just think you're more so a writer. And so, and I love my mom to death, but I've always carried a chip on my shoulder because people keep telling me I cannot do something. And I'm just chopping at the bit to prove to them that I can do it and that you should not count me out. So that's why I go hard with doing my music channel. That's why I go hard with doing this podcast. That's why I even go hard with doing anything that I want to pursue in reality. in life or in general. You know what I mean? So, um, with acting, it was um having to improve on articulation and diction, my delivery, how I say words, how I channel the character, how I know his background. Anthony, for you guys don't know, has actually really helped me channel how to get into the background of the character by reading up the plays and not just reading the monologue for what it says in the monologue. Do you actually know who the character is? He's helped me very, very well with that. So kudos to you, bro. Fist bump,
Thanks.
100%. If I had not had known that, I would have had definitely done well in the past. But you live, you learn. So people, the message here that I'm trying to get at to you people a lot of times is this. Anyone or everyone that tries to tell you you cannot do something, I know it sounds cliche, you can. You have to believe in yourself. It's not impossible. All it takes is hard work, dedication, commitment. And more importantly, the number one thing you have to realize within yourself is to believe in yourself. Not believe what this person says, that person says, and trust me when I say it's all good, it's all love, but it's okay. It's okay if someone tells you you cannot do it. Yes, you can. But if you allow somebody that says you cannot do it, then guess what? You're going to remain stagnant and not able to do what you want to do.
Yeah, I completely agree. There's also when you said I'm the one who's helping you find the background and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's more recent though.
Mm-hmm.
I'd argue you were already doing great acting wise and stuff. You know,
Thank you.
Alan Bomar says anyone can act, and that's very true. But so I'm gonna expound on another pet peeve of mine.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I was younger, I had this childhood friend. Again, no real names, but he's John now. That's his new name. But I knew, yeah, I knew this kid, and me and him, we were best friends actually. We were cool with each other for a long time. I met him in elementary school, like real young, and we used to hang out at each other's houses and play video games and stuff. I remember that he had, I think it was an Xbox or something.
Okay.
And he loved to play games like Smash and stuff. And
Mario?
Super Smash Bros.
Yeah, Mario.
It's not Mario.
It's not
Mario's
Mario?
in it.
Right.
It's a combination. But,
Right. My bad. Continue.
Yeah. He loved these games and stuff. But the only thing is that in a way he was kind of selfish with them. I would want to play certain games or whatever, and I don't care now. It's obviously whatever. But at the time, I was like, I want to play this, and he wouldn't budge.
Mm-hmm.
I've met other people who have kind of been like that throughout my life, but this was kind of the first time where, one day I just got tired of it. One day when I was there, I was just like, all right, I want to go home. And like I remember he was trying to get me to not go home and stuff, but I just told his parents, I want to go home. I'm tired. And I was supposed to be there, I think maybe for a sleepover or something, and I just said no. But that sort of thing is also a big pet peeve of mine. People who don't share or whatever, or just general inconsiderate of others.
Take too much pride into their things that belong to them.
Well, it's not so much pride. It's they just don't think about how people, what other people want to do. Again,
Was he stingy, like selfish? Or?
He was in elementary school, okay?
That's true.
I'm not going to put labels on someone at that age.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just that sort of thing still carries over to modern time. So,
yeah. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
It happens all the time where you got to deal with people who are kind of like that. And it's a pain, but what can you do?
Yeah.
But
do you have any pet peeves that are on your mind right now?
Yeah. I worked at Taco Bell. I was
Mm.
a cashier there. Not to mention, that was around in high school, probably my junior year in high school. So around that time, I was going through a bit of a hardship. Was not trained, was not going through any procedure that would have helped me do a better job for my job. But as time went on, I got better of it. I learned. I'm a quick learner. Obviously, I mean, well, I just know I'm a quick learner from just experiencing myself over the years.
Uh-huh.
So when I was at Taco Bell, I was typically, I would say, I was very nice to people,
Mm.
and I'm always, a type of guy that goes above and beyond to help out the customer when they are not being met with their order, or if they have an issue with time constraints or whatever the case may be. And I'm usually I'm not a puppet or a brown nose or anything like that, but I try my best to be as nice and as a gentleman as I can be to anyone who is older, younger, whatever. My pet peeve is this: I cannot stand people who come in there, customers who come in there and are rude to me for no apparent reason when I am not rude to you. I don't treat you mean. I don't treat you bad. I don't disagree with you. I try to help you, but I am getting the brunt of complete cruelty from words that's being thrown upon my name, yet I have not done anything directly to you whatsoever.
What do they say?
Like, they won't call me names per se, but they will be like, so I've been waiting for my order for like about an hour now, and I have not received my order. Where is my $5 double chalupa box? I want my $5 double chalupa box, and I need it with my drink. I go order this about an hour ago. Where is it? Where is it? Why have you not made anything? And I'm like, sir, listen to me. I can get you your order. The problem is we are still going through procedures where something's not messing up. There's drive-through orders that's taking place. It's a lot of things that's going around. I can do my best to give you. And then they won't be like, oh, but no, to hell with that. To hell with that. You're not even doing your job right. You know what? I want my money back. I want my money back. And then I have to go to the manager, which is 10 times more annoying often than not, because I have to report to them that this customer wants his money back. And they take their precious time having to go towards the customer and give him his money back or her money back based off of what they had ordered previously. So my pet peeve is, don't get mad at me. I am not the problem. I am not the one that's causing you the issue. I'm telling you what's going on, and I tell you kindly. I tell you out of respect. I am treating you accordingly. Do not yell at me as I am just doing my job. And if I am being insulted on my job, guess what? That's one of the main reasons why I don't work at a fast food restaurant right now, and I can't deal with negativity or people who are just miserable in their lives. No offense. I mean that with all due respect. I'm just not that type of person.
Hot take. Josiah was the problem. Why the hell did it take 1 hour to get that order across, Josiah?
Man,
I want my money back, Josiah.
Bro, I'm telling you, if I had the experience of like making the food myself and someone had really taught me, then it wouldn't have been no issue. I would have been able to like, okay, yeah, I got you, bro, no problem. Let me go ahead and fix this up for you. What you say you want? Okay. And I would do it, right? The best way to my ability. But because I have not been shown, I don't know how to put the pieces. When you're at Taco Bell, they typically tell you things like, when you're working on taco shelves, you have to grab, with your fingers, you have to grab like lettuce with 2 fingers and just spread it over. I'm like, why can't I just grab it with my bare hands and just like fold up and just put it together? They they have you do a thing where with a taco, you have to grab 2 lettuce with probably at least 2 of your fingers. For the cheese, you have to do like this with 3 fingers. They have a certain rule because their thing is you don't want to put a lot over the taco, let alone with the meat, because they're not asking for extra meat. You do that, you gotta do that for the extra. If not asking for anything extra, just do it very, very lightly with grabbing at least 2 fingers for the lettuce, 3 fingers for the cheese. I believe is what I was taught.
That's interesting. I didn't realize that was a thing.
And they're very particular about how they want their shells to be folded. The same thing with the burritos. For tacos and burritos, they want it to be done a certain way, which honestly, it's not that bit of a drag, but it can be, especially if you are not able to learn it by quick or learn it very quickly.
Huh.
So,
S- what are the more like strange company policies that they were having you go through?
Taco Bell. Let me see if I can recall. Uh, I don't know. I really don't
I mean,
know.
that seems strange to me.
Yeah, I don't. I can't really pinpoint on what, but I'm sure there were. I
Mm.
just can't really tell you right about now at this moment, what exactly they were. But I just remember just having to deal with rude customers coming in and out, and it was just like, bro. Sometimes I'm just like, I don't even know if I should even be here. I'm just doing my job. I'm looking to get paid at the end of the day. I'm not looking to make friends. I'm not looking to be cool with you. But then there were some customers that come around me and be like, hey, you do a really wonderful job. You should be promoted to assistant manager. Yeah, your manager needs to take very good notes. You do a great job. She don't do trap. She don't do nothing. She's horrible. Like, and they will criticize our coworkers except me at times. And I'm not trying to be funny, but I just did my job to the best of my ability. And I treated people, like I said, with respect and honor. I never was the one that was going to come at you and say, hey, if you call out me at my name again, I'm going to hurt you. Because guess what? In company policies, when you tell someone you're going to threaten them and you're a coworker, guess what? Now you are looked at as unprofessional. And I made sure to show ways of going about my professionalism in those instances a lot.
Okay. I was just reminded of another pet peeve. So I went over to this play. It was actually during one of our episodes. I think we took a break for it even
Yeah,
for
I
me to go
remember
over
this.
there. Yeah. Um,
About
but the
4 or
play
5
was
weeks ago, right?
yeah. The
Okay.
play was called Mousetrap, right?
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, It was a wonderful play. The people at Wright State, they're fantastic actors and actresses.
Yes.
And I was watching it, but I was there for the preview,
Mm-hmm.
which, if you don't know what that means, at least in terms of Wright State, that meant that anyone in the the students for the theater program or whatever, they could all go and see the preview for free.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really cool and stuff, but it annoyed the hell out of me for this reason.
Okay, here we go.
The people in the audience wouldn't shut up. It's not that they were talking during the play, because they weren't.
Right.
They kept clapping. Like a lot of the times when some people would come and make an entrance, they would just start clapping and woo, woo, woo. Shut up. Ain't nobody like. I get it. You're wanting to root for your friends
Yes.
and stuff, but
Yes.
please, I am trying to watch this for the first time.
Yeah.
I am like excited about coming here and all that stuff, and they're like, woo, woo. And it's like,
Yeah.
bro, shut up.
Yeah. Wright State has a tendency to appreciate everything when it comes to a play, and to relate to Anthony here. What he means is this: it's okay for you guys to cheer and clap for the actors and the actresses that are performing for the play. The problem is, it's like, even if they were to, it's like, I don't know what it is about them. It's like, with their plays, it's kind of like, okay, a mix of, and when they first come around, it's like every actor that comes out of the curtain to come in for their scene,
Yeah.
every single one of them is cheered.
Everyone.
Every single one is cheered.
Why?
Every single one. And then it gets to a point where it's like, okay, there's times where they may do a funny line. It may say something that's not even meant to be funny, like as far as like the drama that they're really at.
And someone will, some of the people in the audience will be laughing
Cackling.
so like obtusely is a word for it, because it's like cackling, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just trying to watch a play.
I'm trying to pay attention to the lines.
Please.
What story are we telling right here? Like,
I don't know what's happening because the guy behind me won't shut up, bruh. Stop laughing.
Yes.
You can laugh all you want, but like not too much.
Yeah.
Courtesy.
I think they look at like the actors based off of what they're saying, maybe it's just the way that the script is written. At times, based off of what they're saying, it can, provide someone with a genuine laugh. If you're laughing at that, you find it to be funny for whatever reason, I can get all that. That's understandable. But it shouldn't cost every single bite for that one or two people in the audience to start laughing where everyone else starts laughing as well. You don't
Yeah.
have to. It don't have to be influenced by just two people that are laughing. Not everybody has to laugh at every line that's probably being not that they like laugh at every line, is that they have a tendency to laugh at lines that probably in context shouldn't get a desired reaction for that laugh, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's cool, just be how you want to be, but like, don't be that way.
Did they always? I got a question now.
Huh.
I'm curious with the Mousetrap play, which I heard was really good.
It was
by the way,
good.
right?
It was good.
Right.
They had British accents and stuff. It was awesome.
Nice. Besides them laughing and them cheering, was there another thing that you found that was pretty annoying during the play that you just could not just with the audience members that were there to attend for the play?
I guess it was just like a very obnoxious attitude. And I don't know where it was coming from, but it was certainly there. I can't understand it. Maybe it's just theater kids get like that, but it's like, calm down. That's all I gotta say. Calm down.
Calm down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're just being too much. There's people here. Yeah, we're all in theater, but you know what? Some people, it's like they don't take it seriously.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for me, I take acting, very seriously and stuff. And when someone critiques my acting or whatever, I take it as like oh man, I need to start focusing because this is serious. But then it's like I go to something like that and everyone's, not taking it seriously, but they're being like a lot when people are trying to be acting on stage. And it's like, really? You're supposed to be like being a good audience. What's up?
Yeah, like if I find a bad guy who is portraying a villainous character and he says things like "Mwah!" or if he says anything that's of course is very typical and generic, or it's not even just also like you hear all the time, and maybe it was his delivery that probably may have gotten me to laugh about it. Okay, maybe that's one thing, but it can't just be every single thing that they may say. Even if it was meant not to be funny in general, for you to just laugh at it or get loud. Sometimes I notice when being there, when they clap for their appreciation for the actors and actresses, they are loud. It is deafening. It's like your ears can barely even hear.
I can't hear what's happening on stage.
Oh my God.
And they're projecting.
Bro. Oh my God. It's so much to deal with. And then that's another thing about the plays. I'm not the biggest guy for musicals, but I notice every time they do a musical, probably within about a minute or two after they had just got done doing one, 2 minutes later, they'll come back with another one, and every single one is clapped and clapped and clapped. Not that clapping does not, it's okay. They're receiving that, but it doesn't have to be too loud. It doesn't have to be deafening. It's not like you just saw something that was just so humongous, like, oh my God, that was brilliant. That was awesome. The choreography and everything, like, I can get all that, but still, it doesn't have to be too much to, for you to go ahead and channel for a desired reaction. But, yeah.
Well, I think we're going to start wrapping it up here, though.
Yeah.
But this is a good talk, I think. Yeah.
Hey, man, we try our best to, I will acknowledge this just because me and Anthony have talked about this during the podcast. Is like, we're trying to tell stories, and we're going to get better eventually with, the coming weeks of doing more podcast episodes for you guys, of telling y'all stories. The biggest pet peeves one, I'm not even going to lie, had our brains clicking to the point where we got stuck in between of everything we were trying to address here. So
a little bit.
There were times where I had to think and then overthink what I wanted to say. But you know what? I think I was able to get across my points, and same with Anthony's here.
Yeah. But, yeah.
You want to share anything that we could look for?
Follow us on social media.
Yeah. Tell them about the social media we got.
You tell them. You're the one doing them.
Well, you do the podcast. You do necessitate those things, and
You're really just trying to make me do that. I don't know. That's why I'm asking you, man. Whatever.
I'm pushing your buttons.
We no longer have social medias. I deleted them as of right now. All right.
Well, okay. All right.
Find them wherever you can find them.
We do have Facebook. We do have Twitter. We do have Instagram, and we have them available on our podcast. So, well, for y'all to follow us on our social media. Sorry, I'm stuttering like crazy. Follow us on our social media. You will have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Just look up the King Life Podcast on there. We also have it on Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music.
If you type it in on Google, you'll probably see where we are. Spotify definitely
as well. But yeah, you guys, just do us a favor. You know, you're hearing us from the radio as well. Subscribe, like, comment, and reviews. Put your minds out there for more episodes of the King Life Podcast.
Yep.
Oh, and we gotta get our stick. All right, King Life, we are out.
See you guys.